Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. And we got a rainy one for you guys today on this beautiful, well, I wouldn't say beautiful, but the very nice and breezy Wednesday afternoon. And we got ourselves a little bit of girls lacrosse as your Lady Knights are going to take on Camden Catholic. So thank you all for tuning in to Sterling Channel 19. I'm Daniel Leakin and Low Gangster Logan Murphy on the camera. The Irish having a pretty good year this year, coming in this year at 8-7 overall on the record. And they've beaten the likes of a couple pretty good teams. They've beaten Lenape, Eastern, Cherry Hill East, Winslow, Williamstown. I mean, they've just had a lot of ferocious wins. Rancocas Valley, they won by a pretty large margin. So they've had a quite successful season under head coach Kate Boyle this year. 8-7 overall, 2-3 in the Olympic National. And they got a lot to prove today as they're going against a pretty tough Sterling squad. So we're just getting ready as the Irish are about to break their huddle. I mean, this year, Catherine Gillern has really taken, the team by storm. This year, the sophomore has 42 goals, 16 assists, and 58 points. And then as well with her, along with her is Sophia Reynolds, the sophomore attack, with 38 goals, 17 assists, and 55 points. So it's been a pretty successful year this year for Camden Catholic. And Lauren Iaccio as well has just had a killer year, 31 points, 24 assists, 31 goals, 24 assists, 55 points. It's just been a monster year for the Irish this year as they're trending in the right direction in terms of the program. So we're just getting ready to face off here. Tony Troilo, as usual, they're going to start here for the Lady Knights. And the Lady Knights, on the other hand, has had kind of a bit of an up and down year. I mean, they started the year pretty well. They won 3 out of their first 5. They won the next one against Pennsauken and then proceeded to go on quite the losing streak. After that losing streak, they won 2, but they lost their most recent to Our Lady of Mercy. So they're looking to go right back in the direction that they were going in here against the Irish. Moving in now are the Irish, stepping in, shooting, and scoring! Early goal for Sophia Reynolds, the sophomore, cutting in between that Sterling defense and beating the starting goalie. She beat Capice. So what a start there for the Irish. Couldn't have gotten off to a better start there. Troilo looking to win this faceoff. Here to get her team started in the right momentum as well. Sterling trying to control this one, and Catholic also on it. Trying to swat it out the air, and Camden Catholic gets it, and Catherine Gillern is now on the move. Gillern going towards Sims, cuts into the middle, steps back, gives it off. Going from the far side now is Camden Catholic. As it looks like Lauren Iaccio has it. And she gives it off to Sophia Reynolds. Reynolds looking towards the middle. Shot taken and scoring! Addie Linaris getting on the board for the Irish, and 2 quick ones for Camden Catholic as they get off to a 2-0 lead. This is definitely not the start the Lady Knights wanted to get off to here as they find themselves down by 2. So now trying to control it is Montgomery Dram, but picking it up on the other side now is Abby Brown. Dram gets it back. Dram moves inside, takes it out, giving it off to Troilo in the middle. Troilo trying to weave her way inside and now takes it behind the net. Lady Knights looking to get the offense set. Zazada fakes the shot, moves inside. Zazada shoots from low, and a nice save there by the goaltender, Maggie O'Brien. Dram has it on the outside. Guarded heavily here by Camden Catholic. A little bit of motion. Zazada slips behind. Zazada goes, fires. That one just goes wide. And good hustle by Addie Myers to get there and get possession for the Lady Knights. As the first Knights possession results in a lengthy one. Troilo trying to move inside, dishes it out to Zazada. Zazada can't handle it. Pops it up in the air. Addie Myers tries to scoop it. She gets it. Addie looking towards Troilo. Dram goes for it. A couple of Camden Catholic players do as well, and now moving with it is Abby Brown. Brown advances it up, and the Irish are moving now. This one pass in the middle and score! Catherine Gillern. The third goal here for the Irish. It's been a quick 1-2-3 goals here for the Camden Catholic Irish as they're out to a 3-0 lead. This one popped up. And Camden Catholic controls it once again. Maddie Brennan now gives it off. Sophia Reynolds moving in. Reynolds gives it back out to Brennan. Brennan goes all the way across. Good ball movement on the outside here by Camden Catholic, trying to wait out the Sterling defense, who does not seem like they're going to pressure much here. Whistle blows. Looks like it'll be a penalty shot here for Catherine Gillern. The leading goal scorer for this Irish squad, as I mentioned, she's 43 goals on the season now after her one today. Gillern fires. And a nice save there by Bianca Capice. But scooping it now are the Irish. This one pops up, goes over Capice's head, and the Irish regain possession. Reynolds, or excuse me, that's not Reynolds. That was Linares. Excuse me for the stutter there. As Camden Catholic now moves with it on the outside. Brennan moves inside, takes it out. Good collapse there by the Sterling defense. This one moves inside, shot taken, and score! Abby Brown puts the Irish on the board once again, and it's 4-0 here early in this first quarter. The defense is kind of getting torched. It's really all you can say in moments like these. I mean, I have to do color commentating for myself, and I feel like if I was sitting in that spot alone, I would be saying that exact same thing. It's been a tough show for Capice and Ned. I think she was out last game with a sickness where they lost to Our Lady of Mercy. Zazada moves inside, does not shoot. She does, and she scores! Getting the Lady Knights on the board for the first time this afternoon. Zazada makes this one 4-1 in favor of the Irish. So Troilo now looking to win the face-off here. Draw control goes to the Irish. As Brennan will move up here for the Irish. Reynolds on the outside, working here against the freshman Molly Hoffaker. She swings this one out. Good pass there as Brennan just bobbled it a little bit. Good aggression here from Camden Catholic so far. A nice pass. Brennan shoots. That one just goes over the crossbar. And it looks like Leah DeChico was the first one to it. So nice pass out front, and the shot, and the score! Gillern for her second of the afternoon. And the Irish back up to their 4-point lead. It's 5-1. Troilo now is going to go against Gillern. And Gillern's going to get the draw Draw control, excuse me. So now moving in are the Irish. Leah DeSico gives it off to Brennan. A little bit of perimeter ball movement here from Camden Catholic, who's not trying to speed anything up here with their full 4-goal lead. Looking to make Sterling be aggressive here. Pass to the outside, a little bit of movement here. A nice shot, and that one goes in. Sophia Reynolds for her second of the day. This lead expanding for the Irish. It's 6-1. This one popped up, and Gillern gets it out of the air. Tries to give it off to Brennan. Brennan misplays it, but scoops it back up. So just perimeter passing here by the Irish, not trying to rush anything with their big lead. 6-1 the score. That one shot and scored. Gillern for her third of the day. I'd also like to report that I actually think I was incorrect on something. We got up here a little late due to some technical problems. Did you see that they had a freshman in net in their loss to Our Lady of Mercy? So Reese Henry, the freshman, getting some varsity time, but Sterling definitely in dire need of their starting goaltender, Bianca Capice. Just to add a little bit of normalcy to this lineup, who's having a little bit of a tough time. Just realized because, we also have a little bit of a different vantage point up here. It's a little harder to get information, no stat sheet, no prior games, no knowledge. So without our producer, Mr. K, it is a little bit more difficult. And I was notified last game that Capice was sick. I did not know it was multiple games, but I think that is clear. And I was looking, and I don't remember Capice ever wearing 00, so I had to double-check the lineup. So quarter number 1, 7-1 the score. Gilligan has 3 already in this matchup. So my apologies. I thought it was Capice throughout this game, and it is not. It is Reese Henry, the freshman goalkeeper for the Lady Knights. This one to the outside. Troilo with tight defense scoops this one up, and the Knights finally going the other way. Troilo trying to gain some momentum here for the Lady Knights. Turns away. Tries to peel away from a couple of defenders. Troilo quickly swarms, scoops it up. It's going to keep chugging along. Troilo gives it off to Dram. Dram tries to cut in through a couple of defenders. Whistle blows. Dram continues on. Dram trying to look for Troilo. That one just goes past her stick. Winters and Addie Myers trying to give pressure. That one goes off Catholic player. Possession will go in favor of the Lady Knights, so they get to set up for the first time in a long time here for the Lady Knights. So Dram has it here for the Lady Knights. Try to move it inside. That one scooped up here by Brennan. Brennan gives it off to Reynolds, and now going the other way is Reynolds. The Irish moving up. Reynolds gives it off. Irish now slowing it down. They move inside. A shot and a score. Lauren Iasio with her first of the afternoon, and it's 8-1 in favor of the Irish. Are the Lady Knights, they find themselves in a little bit of deficit, but I think at the end of the day, Reese Henry getting varsity time is very important for the Lady Knights. I think Capiz has a year left of varsity time after this one, so she'll be a senior next year, and I think getting a solidified G2 next year is something that they need to do. I hope Capiz gets better a little soon, and I think Sterling is just in need a little bit of normalcy here. This year's kind of been out of the loop for them, and not exactly what they've been expecting. Troilo moves inside. That one quickly saved there by Maggie O'Brien. So the Lady Knights, I think, just looking for some type of spark in the lineup here. And not to say they don't have sparks. Their stats say it for themselves. They have 3 over 40 scorers. I mean, Troilo has 80 nearly on the season. Zazada has nearly 50. She's one away. Troilo one away from 80. And Montgomery Dram with 47. So, I mean, the scoring between the three of them is so good. It's just when they can't catch fire due to some of the lapses on the side, it makes it, or on the other side, it makes it a little bit tough for them. So 1 minute remaining here in quarter number 1. Not exactly what the Lady Knights were hoping for in this first quarter as they go down 8-1 so far. Sterling just applying no pressure here. It's Camden Catholic. They're passing it around. Reynolds gives it down low. Linares gives it back up to Reynolds. So that is the end of quarter number 1 that I think the Lady Knights want to forget. We're going to be back in just a few moments, getting ready for quarter number 2 between Camden Catholic and Sterling. The score, 8-1 in favor of the Irish. To Channel 19, getting ready for some second quarter action between the Sterling Knights and the Irish, and I would like to apologize. I'm going to start off by saying that Bianca Capiz is in net. The NJ.com roster is wrong. Before I get the blame for this, NJ.com roster was the problem. With that being said, should I cover my tracks a little bit? Yeah, I know. Should I have covered my track a little bit? Yes. Did we have time to do so? No. So we had to think of something quick with our makeshift table down here, and which is held together by 2 chairs and a cardboard piece. I don't think it's actually a wooden piece. Yeah. And Logan is perched up here with me. So I would like to apologize to Bianca. I'd like to apologize to Reese. And hopefully I'll get the names right here in quarter number 2. Couldn't see from up here. And the NJ.com roster had a different number for Bianca. Her number is actually Fallon Shinseki's number on NJ.com. So I apologize to both players. Other thing is, it's a little difficult to see from all the way up here. Can't make out faces as well as the basketball court, so, or the soccer field even. It's always been that problem, unfortunately, and I don't have a replay system. Pass out front to Brennan, who shoots that one wide. Rain slowing down a little bit, though, but there is a looming fog in the distance. Kind of adds a little bit of a pretty ambiance over the turf, especially over our very own Sterling High School. It's been a pretty active week here at Sterling High School. I mean, we went to Temple to get our Emmys. We won Best Live Game Broadcast for our Sterling vs. Haddonfield game this year. My really good friend, state champion, and now Emmy winner, Travis Schmid, won Best Documentary for a soccer documentary. If you guys are watching this now, you can go on YouTube, and after this game is over, you guys can go watch that documentary. He did a very, very good job with it. as an Emmy Award-winning documentary. He put a lot of time in. Him and Mr. K put a lot of time into it. But Travis is a state champion, an Emmy Award winner. That is pretty cool. But we got our best live broadcast for the, I couldn't even tell you how many years it's been. For the 5th year in a row, I think Mr. K said. So we like to appreciate everyone who supports the channel. We want to appreciate everyone who supports us, our live streams and such. Keeps us going here at Sterling Channel 19 and really is an awesome thing to be a part of, in almost a winning culture in a sense. Tony Troilo now with the shot and a nice save there by Maggie O'Brien, who's done a stellar job in net so far in this one. But other than winning Emmys and stuff, we introduced the Yonder Pouches into school this week. It's actually been quite interesting to see the reactions of kids and teachers alike. Then, I mean, Logan, who's on the camera, and we talked about this before we started recording, and it's actually not that bad. It is not that bad. I think people are overreacting just a little bit. It really is not the end of the world for a couple hours of your day where you don't have to be on your phone and you can do schoolwork. Now, am I saying that as a senior who is walking out of this school next year? Yes, I am. But I think it'll be good in the long run for people who get their grades up and stuff like that. I think it's a good thing. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the day. Or it's not the end of the world to not go on your phone for a little bit. I mean, and again, I'm saying this as a teenager who's also very attached to his phone. And I honestly, it's not been that big of a deal for me. The only thing that's a little challenging is some of the stuff I do for Channel 19 in terms of videos and stuff like that, because I take a lot of them on my phone. So I have to start making sure I put them into Teams after I take them, which is just an extra step, but nothing too bad. Ground ball scooped up here by Riley Sharp, the freshman moving up with it, going to Tony Troilo, who now is moving up with some speed, trying to weave her way through a couple of defenders on her back. Troilo cutting up through the traffic, looking for Montgomery Dram. Dram now cuts inside. Nice defense there by Camden Catholic, but the whistle blows. It's a big opportunity here for Montgomery Dram. She moves in, and a nice save there by Maggie O'Brien, shutting down the 5-hole. Looking like vintage Michael Layton right there. That's a little bit of a hockey reference, but we'll let it slide here. It's a 5-hole, same difference. Nice shot attempt there. That one did not go. Capice out of net. They try and fire this one in front, and Capice gets back in time to scoop it up. Still on such an impressive save by Maggie O'Brien on Montgomery Dram, shutting down the wickets, making sure there was no opportunity for Dram to score. Whistle blows, a little bit of discourse between the players and the ref here. It looks like a penalty shot or a free shot will be awarded here to Camden Catholic from behind the net. Brennan in front. She takes a shot, and she scores. Maddie Brennan for her first of the afternoon. It's a 9-1 game. On June 2nd at 6 o'clock is the Varsity Sports Awards tonight. One of my favorite nights of the year. Always a fun time. We will be there to stream it on Sterling Channel 19. Again, probably, and that will be live because that will be with Mr. K. So June 2nd. Starting at 6 o'clock. It's going to be the Varsity Sports Awards tonight. Should be a couple of awards. I think, it'd be fun if we did like a prediction on who would win, like here at Sterling Channel 19. And a score by Tony Troilo. Number 48 getting on the board for her 80th goal of the season. And Troilo just been all over the place for the Lady Knights this year. And I think some people would want to say Jason, but I think male sports athlete of the year should hands down go to Bright John. Hands down. He's a 2-time state champion, not only in soccer, but he won it in track. Could be a 3-time in the outdoor season this year. I'm not sure what the status is about that. Normally we talk in gym class. I've been out of gym class a little bit because of, Temple and stuff like that. So could be bright. I think it should be bright. And I love every athlete at this school. I think everyone has done a tremendous job with me and supporting, Channel 19, and I appreciate that. But I think Bright John should be Male Athlete of the Year over a couple of people who are very worthy. We have a lot of good male athletes at this school and females alike. So with that being said, female athletes tough. I think it's more of a senior sanctioned kind of award thing. If that's the case, I think Female Athlete of the Year would be Tony Troilo. If that's not the case and juniors are involved, you could make a case for Maddie Sims. 3-sport athlete in terms of soccer, basketball, and girls lacrosse. See her out there right now, number 22. Had that big save against Seneca in the penalty kicks. Or had the big game winner against Seneca in the penalty kicks, if you remember that, Logan. When we were here so late on the turf and waiting for that game, I think that was one of the biggest moments of her. And with the hands up, the game winner, definitely one of the more memorable streams I've done here at Sterling TV 19. Fun interview. Basketball team, she did really well this year. Kind of was almost the unsaid point guard of the team, especially when they needed one. And on the lacrosse field, she's great on the defensive side. So that is someone who I think could win. If it's not a senior sanctioned event, Zazada taking this one herself. She moves all the way in, tries to go underneath, and that one easily saved by Maggie O'Brien. But I don't know. I mean, someone may have a different opinion. I might be getting an angry text from a couple of people later. But I think, taking everyone into account, I think Maddie Sims is one of the more qualified people for the Girl Athlete of the Year. If it's a senior sanctioned event, someone who's very close with Maddie is Tony. Because Tony does her 2 sports at such a high level. Now, you could also make an argument for one of the track people. That brings Jonah Lee into the equation. Izzy Petruno. I mean, just a lot of good. Casey Luna, who's hit a couple of PRs this year. So that brings a whole nother aspect into it. So, I don't know. I think it'll be fun if we did like a prediction thing. We might do that. I might find out all the awards and the next broadcast we do, which I think could be tomorrow. I'm going to do a prediction thing. Shot taken from the center, and that one goes wide. That would be a lot of fun. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Mr. Sayano, who's actually in the booth with me right now, can you write down the list of awards for varsity sports? I'm going to do a prediction thing.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you can. Yeah, sure. I can do it on this one.
You're gonna do your prediction now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
This one to the out front. This one scooped up by Camden Catholic Irish. This one to the middle, shot taken, but that one just goes wide. But the Irish are going to retain possession. This one out front does not go. The Irish retain possession here in quarter number 2. This one out front, shot taken, save there by Bianca Capice. Riley Sharp has it, trying to move her way past a couple of defenders. Tries to give this one out to Callie Winters. Winters does not get it. The Irish take it, and the whistle blows. Mr. Sayano has gotten me my list.
Seasonally, unsung, most improved, female.
Seasonally. So there's different. Okay. Is there like a total female or male, or is it just seasonally?
At the end, there will be a total and female.
Okay, cool. So seasonally, we have unsung hero, most improved female MVP, male MVP. So this is coming from someone who watches all the sports, obviously. So I think seasonally, and the shot scored there by Abby Brown, number 3 on the Camden Catholic Irish, as this lead expands to 11-12. Whew. All right, so I'm going to do this with my... Hold on, let me think again. Girls soccer, boys soccer, football, volleyball, field hockey. That's it, right? Okay. Oh, and then cross country. That's what I was forgetting. I knew I was forgetting something. Dang, it's tough, man. Cesada taking one from afar. That one goes wide. Unsung hero. Huh. See, I think, in my opinion, it has to be unsung hero. Actually, no, I'm going to go down one. I'm going to go most improved. I think most improved could be one of two people. I think it could be one, Antonio Crespo on the football team for the fall. I think didn't have his most ideal season, came in at a very tough time after Gary Battellini took an injury, and I think did a really good job of carrying a Knights to one of their best records in quite some time as Dram takes a shot and a nice save there by Maggie O'Brien, flying across the crease to stop Dram. So I think Crespo is one of my one guess. My next guess would be Taylor Baker on the girls' soccer team. Scored a couple big goals for the Lady Knights, especially come playoff time. Someone who took a big leap in her game, and I think that's a good one. As well as that one just sneaks past Capice for another goal by the Irish, and Sophia Reynolds has her third of the afternoon. I'm not saying this because I love Karina, but Justice is great in center field. Covers a lot of area because she's super fast. She does not give up on a play. On the track team, they have a bunch of beasts on that team. I mean, Jonah Lee and Izzy both still doing their thing. I mean, on the track team. Casey Luna does a great job on the track team as well. Oh, man, this is tough. I'm going to give my female MVP, though, to Tony Troilo for the spring. I mean, the stats kind of say it for themselves. 80 goals this year. That's just something unheard of, especially in this sport, and Troilo just dominance at all times. So Tony Troilo gets my female MVP for the spring. The male MVP for the spring, my heart wants to repeat Bright, but I'm not going to because I think Bright is such a talented athlete. We have boys lacrosse. Carson Wiley on the boys lacrosse team this year having a great year. Josh as well in net, having himself a phenomenal year as well. We have baseball, where everyone is cutting it up on the diamond. I could name every player on that team. We have boys volleyball, where Will Stubbs, once again making a name for himself. Holloway's done a great job as the setter, and McBride as the libero. We have the golf team, where it's Weitzel really taking it to storm this year, along with Ryan Gallen, Kenny McCardle, and others. Troilo moves inside, and a nice save there by Maggie O'Brien. She has just been cutting it up today for the Irish. I think I'm going to stick with what I was originally thinking. I rethought it for a moment because I was thinking if I could do co-winners for this one, I would do co-winners because I think this one could go to both Will Stubbs and Evan Miller. But I'm going to give the edge to Miller. He's had himself a phenomenal hitting year. He's focused a little bit more on contact in certain moments, and I think it's paid off for him a lot. So now we're going to go to Unsung Hero and Most Improved. And these are two categories that are my hardest to judge for some reason. Zazada moves inside, tries to go underneath, and a nice save by O'Brien once again, who has a plethora of saves this game against the Lady Knights. Yeah, she's saved everything. That's very, very true. She looked like a hockey goalie. She slid across at one point and shut it down. It's just impressive. So most improved and unsung hero for the spring. This one's definitely tough. Unsung hero has been my hardest one so far. For the spring. You know what? I know who I'm going to give my unsung hero to. I think this one's going to go to Josh Hoffman. And people might have to hear me out of this one a little bit, but Josh, I think, shuts it down back there a lot more than people think. I think, and this one is a little bit similar to my boys soccer one I said a little bit earlier. You could give that entire back line the unsung hero. I mean, between Aiden Perriman, Renee Camacho, Will Nicholas, who, just joined, and they do a lot of work back there. And I think it definitely goes unnoticed and unsung. But I think in terms of the one-person award, I think I'm going to give my unsung hero award to Josh Hoffman. All right, so last but certainly not least, we have most improved. Now, the season hasn't ended yet. I have a couple candidates for this one. A lot of my, I think I could give the whole softball team most improved, as they had a couple of them might get mad at me, but they had a dreadful year last year. I was broadcasting their game loops last year with Brian McLernan, and we would talk about it all the time. It was just a rough year. And I think the culture change in that softball team has been massive. I think everyone on that team should get a most improved award, including Emily Kozaneski, who's just done ridiculous. I think the baseball team could get most improved. The whole baseball team, Tad Kozaneski. You could put both Kozaneskis on there as coaches for most improved, and I'd be fine with that. That's tough. Shot taken and scored. Montgomery Dram getting on the board for the Lady Knights to cut the lead down to 8. So they didn't really improve. They just got here. They're just still improving, which is a nice thing. You can give it to the whole baseball team. I know who I'm going to give it to. I'm going to give my most improved to Quentin Rosano for baseball. So now it comes. So for the fall, unsung hero, I put Anthony Ortiz. Most improved, I put Taylor Baker. And for female MVP, I put Ariana Margarine. And for male MVP, I put Jason Camardo. For the winter, I put Jordan Frazier as the unsung hero. I put most improved being Carson Wiley. And then I put Paris Logan and Bright John as my female and male MVPs. And then for spring, I put Josh Hoffman as my unsung hero, Quentin Rosano as my most improved, Tony Troilo and Evan Miller as my female and male MVPs. So now, so now we're going to get into the MVP conversations here. Now, I'm going to do 3 candidates, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. So for the girls, I would say my 3 MVPs this year, or female night and male night of the year. Is it? Oh, so there's another category. What is night like?
So that would be like it might not be like your best player, not the MVP, but someone who contributed in maybe 3 sports and
Oh,
senior year, junior, whatever it is, and it's just like an overall
great player, good person. Got it. So we have,
body Sterling.
gotcha. So we have female MVP and male MVP, and then we have female night and male night. Now, what Mr. Sayano just told me, if you guys didn't hear, is male and female night are like they embody what it means to be a Sterling Knight. Throughout the 3 sports or whatever they played, they are just, even if they're not the best on the team, they show what it means to be a Sterling Knight. And the sportsmanship and the morale of what it means to be a Sterling Knight, always going with a smile on their face, and I think that is what it means to be a Sterling Knight, and that is the MVP or the Knight category. So to start, and I mean this to bash no one, I think male MVP, no doubt in my mind, should go to Bright John. Could be 3 state champions. Already has 2. Such an impressive senior campaign as the Irish put another one in the back of the net. But I think when it's all said and done, someone who does 3 sports, diverse sports to a high level, I think is Maddie Sims. So Maddie Sims will get my female MVP. So now it's the female and male Knights. What it means to be a Sterling Knight. This is tough. I like this category, though. I think it's a very, very good category. Very good. What it means to be a Sterling Knight. Sitting thinking about it. It's tough. I don't know if they're going to give a freshman an award, but I would totally think Molly Hoffaker could be Female Knight of the Year. Someone who stepped up a lot in a lot of games, played a lot of big positions, even when she, like, between soccer, basketball, and now lacrosse. And a couple of sports where she's just a freshman, but had to step up in big moments due to some gaps in the lineup. So I think Molly Hoffaker could be a Knight of the Year. So I think a nice shot there. Once again by Camden Catholic as they expand their lead now to 10. As I still ponder the question. Most deserving of these awards. Female Knight and Male Knight. There's so many people. I said Mr. Sion. I said Molly Hoffaker could be up for Female Knight of the Year. She's a really good candidate.
Molly Hoffaker checks a lot of boxes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I think that's what it means to be a Knight. Is she's always ready for a challenge, whether it was stepping on to be a starting defender in the sectional final, or the point guard for our basketball team, or now a defender on the lacrosse team. You know, she that's accepting the challenge is a big thing. So I think I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to go Molly Hoffaker for a Female Knight.
Putting together a nice list here. Well, that's all I'm going to say.
Nice list. I'm putting together a nice list.
It's a nice list.
Thank you.
A lot of people are getting some flowers on this broadcast.
Yeah. Some people are going to be unhappy, but I'm getting a lot of people that are flowers.
Deservedly so. You have a lot of good names on it.
Mr. Shana says, I have a lot of good names on here, so maybe I'm on the right track. I don't know. I'm excited to see where my prediction goes here. I think I'm pretty spot on with some of these. Zazada takes a shot, and she scores. Adriana Zazada. That is goal number 50 on this season for age. But after deep thought, and I mean, Mr. Sino explained this context to me, and even though this kid could be considered an MVP, I think he'd also greatly represents what it means to be a Knight. He's super diverse in what he does. He's ultra talented. The state championship and Emmy Award winner, Travis Schmidt. And another shot and another score by the Lady Knights, as Adriana Zazada has goal number 3 on the afternoon and goal 51 on the year. Yeah. Female MVP, Paris Logan. Male MVP, Bright John. And then for spring, the unsung hero, Josh Hoffman. Most improved, Quentin Rosano. And female MVP, male MVP being Tony Troilo and Evan Miller. Mic drop. That was a whole half and probably most of this quarter to figure that one out. But I put a lot of thought into it. There's a lot of underrated athletes in this school, I think. And I think some of the cross-country and track runners don't get a lot of credit on my list, but that's only because a lot of I don't cover their sports. So I think you definitely have to give your flowers to Casey Luna and Jonah Lee Adamas. And if they swapped out one of the female winners on this list, I think that would be a totally valid switch. And I think I would partially agree with it. I think some of these female athletes, though, propelled their teams onto a different level at times as well. So Zazada now moves in here for the Lady Knights. Turns with some pressure. And good defense by Camden Catholic as they get the possession awarded to them. And now they move up going the other way. And that is the end of quarter number 3. So the score is 13-5. The Irish lead the Lady Knights still. The majority of that quarter was spent talking about our Varsity Sports Awards. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little yap session going on in the middle of this one. But I'm going to take a break for just a moment as my throat is getting quite dry after all that talking. So 13-5 the score. The Irish lead the Lady Knights. We'll be back after this short break. So Mr. Sano gave me a little in that there are 2 unsung heroes. So I want to say one of them for the wrestling team is going to go to John Beasley. Mm-hmm. So I'll give JB's my unsung hero. Now, oh my gosh. Dang, I forgot about Sophie Machinsky. Or Machinsky. Oh my God. Nice shot and a score there from Camden Catholic. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I forgot about Sophie Machinsky. I'm going to stick with my gut. Go Arnia Margarine. Because you did. You just helped me out. And Logan thought of girls tennis. Strauss doesn't back down. If he thinks one of his girls should win, he wouldn't back down. So, I think Bianca Capice just got a big milestone in her lacrosse career. 200 saves for Bianca Capice. Congratulations to Bianca Capice. After I messed up that she wasn't playing earlier to this game, she gets her 200th. Congratulations to 0-0 between the pipes, Bianca Capice. We actually broadcasted, I think, her 100 save game last year, too, so pretty cool. I think every time we're out here, we catch one of her milestones. Nice save there by O'Brien off the end of the stick. Oh, my goodness. Man, this is tough. I'm still stressed out about that. There's another goal there by Adriana Zazada. Cool moment for Bianca Capice. But this also gives me time to talk about this more. I cannot believe we forgot Sophie Machinsky. And now I'm really rethinking this whole list. I don't know. Ariana was so good. She was so good. Maddie Sims, Jonah Lee, and then down from there. But I'm going to stick with my list. Sophie Machinsky was a good shot. I wasn't even thinking about girls tennis. And not to diss you guys on the court. It's just I don't broadcast girls tennis. So it's kind of something that's an afterthought. Not an afterthought, but more of like as the broadcaster here, it's a little bit tougher for me to remember some of the sports I don't broadcast. Because I don't hear much about it because I don't have to do the stats. I don't mean to start any discourse between people, so please take this as just the outside opinion from someone who has watched a lot of Sterling sports this year. And I'd like to say I love all my athletes. All of you guys have been amazing helps for me this year. From someone who, asks people for interviews, especially in a high school setting where it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, which I understand. I appreciate everyone who's helped and has done interviews with me throughout the years. So Zazada now has it for the Lady Knights off of the amazing save by Bianca Capice a few moments ago. Here in the fourth quarter, the score 14-6 in favor of the Irish. But again, all the amazing athletes here at Sterling are what makes this job a lot of fun. And I think, deciding my career, I've always kind of had my heart set at what I do. And this experience has propelled my love for this even more because of the amazing females and males I get to meet every day. And from other schools, other districts, all the coaches I get to meet all the time, the amazing coaches I get to work with every day. And it's what makes this job so enjoyable. We have the best I've had two of the best athletic directors in the region for the past 4 years between Mr. Manlove and now new Mr. Sayano, who's just been such a help, always a great motivator. He just actually just walked out up here, but so that perfect timing for talking good about him. Even though he's a Yankees fan and a Giants fan, yeah, then there's some good ones in there. Hey, Mr. Manlove was a Cowboys fan, so there are some good ones out there. But no, I mean, it makes my life so much easier. So on that note, everyone would get an award, a tech career award from me, because everyone just did such an amazing job this year. We had so many records broken this year, state championships. Bright John, who's just an absolute great player and or a great athlete, and to talk about some of the people who had great years who don't get recognized. I mean, Ash DeWalt for the throw team, amazing year for her this year, and I mean. Fallon Shinseki had a lot of great year on both defensive lines. And there's a lot of unsung heroes. Riley Huber, even though she's primarily a softball player, and she does tennis as well, just an amazing year from her. Sophie Minchinsky, and second singles, forget her name, Abitella. That's her first name. Emily Abitella. Had a great year at second singles. Jana Petrov had a great year at third single. Sophia Saggio had a great year at third singles. So it's a lot of really great athletes here at Sterling, and I appreciate everyone who's taken the time with me throughout the years. And also, I didn't give a lot of shout-out to the boys basketball team this year. Boys basketball, a great group of guys. The core three between Zion Arnett, Amari Key, and Julian Johnson was a really fun story to watch this year. And those guys were always up for an interview, which I always appreciated from them, along with Jason and Travis and such. So all the athletes would get an award in my eyes, and I appreciate everyone who has helped me throughout the years grow a little bit more into my shell as an announcer and has helped me grow in terms of recognize and awards and stuff like that. Now, I would like to say this, if Mr. Carty is watching this, it is not a burden with your capstone project. It is more just, that is basically the last assignment we have is a couple AP students who are done with testing, and seniors, we're kind of on the way out. But yeah, we're in a smooth sailing mode here. We have senior trip coming up soon. Yeah, I am too. We got a couple steps to go until we get there. Can't put the brakes on just yet. When do we leave for senior trip? Do you know? The 6th. Huh. Thought it was actually a little bit. 2:45? Wait, are you kidding?
We have to be in school at 2:45 in the morning.
Oh my! I actually thought you were joking. Are you being serious?
I'm being
You're not putting on a bit for the broadcast. You're not doing a bit.
I'm not doing a bit. 2:45 in the morning.
I did not know that. Ah, wait. Yes, I did. I did know that. I just forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that. Or no way. It's not 2:45. My friends didn't wake up at 2:45 last year, or go there.
This year. We have to be here at 2:45. Bus gets here at like 3:30, I think.
So what's the strategy? Are you going to sleep that night, or are you just going to stay up?
I think I'm gonna try again as much sleep as possible. Possibly, go sleep earlier than I usually do.
Or like, do you just try and pull the all-nighter and stay up during the day, and then crash harder that night?
Maybe crash during the plane ride there. You know.
Get a little power nap. Yeah.
Get a little power nap.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the strategy is. I'm going to have to ask a couple of the buddies from last year and see what they did, because on the one hand, it's so close to 2:45. Like, if you go to sleep at 10, that's barely that's what, like 4 hour-ish, 5 hour-ish sleep.
Around 4 hours.
That's too early for me. Like, I feel like if I'm 10 years older, 7's suitable.
Yeah.
Maybe a little older than that, like 15, 20. But as a 17-year-old, I don't know if I'm going to go to bed at, 7 at night. I need some melatonin for that, dude.
Yep, 2:45, arrive at Sterling. 2 charter buses depart for Philadelphia Airport at 3:30.
So we depart for the airport at 3:30. So yeah, because we got to do the bag check and stuff. That makes sense.
3:30, the charter buses will be here, and we'll have to depart by then.
Cool.
And then we'll check in for the flight at 4. And then we'll depart for the flight at 6.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's a big group of people. It's not like you're traveling with 2 people. You're traveling with
So maybe
40,
you can
50.
also get in some nap time while you're waiting
Yeah.
for the.
There are sleep options. I think it's the opportunity is there for some Z's.
I mean, everyone probably has their own game plans for that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask around.
Yeah. Get some opinions.
Big launch from O'Brien to advance the Irish offense. So 1 minute to go here in quarter number 4. The Lady Knights will drop this one as they will move down to 6-10 on the year. Towards the end of the season here for the Lady Knights. So now Riley Sharp moving up with it for the Lady Knights. And the whistle blows. And that'll do it here at Sterling. So the final score, 18-6 in favor of the Irish. Again, the Lady Knights will drop to 6-10 on the year. After not exactly the game they wanted to play here this afternoon, this very rainy Wednesday afternoon, but the Lady Knights will bounce back in usual fashion like they always do. A very, very talented squad with a lot of good leadership. Just were simply outmatched today by the Irish. So that'll do it here at Sterling Channel 19. Not the usual broadcast. I mean, at least for me this year, I think I've done a good job of staying on topic. But I think Mr. Ciano got me rolling on a topic that was pretty interesting to talk about. And it resulted in us having a